It's the devil's foot. I don't think I have, like, I don't know what gout is, but I don't think I have it. My foot looks like a normal foot.
The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Renato knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong. But he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Iblis Stone was hidden there. It was a dangerous artifact. It could corrupt its user into a bloodthirsty monster. Maybe he could find a way to use it. To take its power without surrendering to its wickedness. And also, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Of course, Renato had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion. And he had a gut feeling that he needed to use that to his advantage. The island was windswept desert. Every child could sing verses about the Sky Ripper. Ancient...
You know, I've been talking about my foot and it hurting. I went to sleep last night, and by the time I was in bed last night, it was good. Like, it was fine. But I woke up at like 6 o'clock on my day off.
What was he doing here? Last time, the stone had fought him for possession of his own soul.
You know, I woke up at 6 o'clock, just like in the most pain I've ever felt. And it's basically just continued.
It's not personal, but your mother wears army boots. On her ears.
Trying to see
Ravens were already
I know what you're thinking, like, you're a 31-year-old man, you should be able to make your own appointments. Yes, I should.
Good. Then he hadn't come too late.
But she knows how to work insurance. That's like my only...
He could learn new skills.
Defense,
I
I
guess. Take the
guess.
time to figure out which.
I have no clue how to work insurance. I have no idea. Like, it makes no sense to me of how to like do appointments and things like that. I'm not saying I'm stupid, but I'm pretty sure that, like, there's a wide percentage of the population that don't understand how insurance works. You know, you would think that, okay, well, I don't feel well, I go to the doctor prescribes me medication, for my allergies, and then, you know, that would be it. No, that's not it. Because we live in a weird system where
I don't have to
your health isn't the most important thing to these doctors. It's who is going to pay me to see you. Is it going to come out of your pocket? Is it going to come out of your insurance pocket that you pay, you know, hundreds of dollars a month to have, just in case something happens? You know, we don't live in Canada. Canada seems pretty awesome for a couple of reasons, but it seems like they have like a really good healthcare thing, and you know, I'm not trying to push like political agendas down your throat, but wouldn't you think it'd be nice if you like went to a doctor, you say, I'm sick, or I'm hurt, I need some assistance. They'll see you no matter what your insurance coverage is. You know, they're not like, well, are you with Highmark, or are you with
the Iblis Stone?
UPMC, or are you
was
with
old, wasn't it?
Aetna, are you with
People
this
are so
one?
much
like,
cleverer now.
there's
And
no
Renato was
question. It's
pretty
just,
sure he was cleverer than
I
most
guess,
people.
provide your ID, government issued ID, and your Canadian membership, Providence that you were talking about right now. But it just seems like they have everything together. Even whenever we went to Greece, like I had like
The Ravens
got a
could
rash
not
or
get
something,
past this point.
and I went
Obviously,
into
the
one of the
temple builders
pharmacies.
knew how
and
to
they were
deal
like,
with tomb raiders.
what can we do to help you? I'm like, I have a rash. Like, I don't know what it is. Here. Okay, well, do you have this? Yeah, here. Okay, I mean, yeah, it's a pharmacy, but they were so helpful, and they were like, what? Tell me what's ailing you, and we can figure out how to fix it.
Anyway.
It wasn't,
You never figured
okay,
that part
well,
out.
we need to fill your prescription, and since you're a foreigner, we can't do
It
this
was a
for you
stone
unless you provide
of the
9 forms
purest
of identification, a
It
blood
reflected no
sample
light,
along with a stool
like
sample,
a void
not mixed
made
preferably. Like,
solid.
they were like, tell us what you need and we got you.
It was the
That
stone.
That was it.
Eager. Thirsty.
So, here you gotta go through the
That
stone finish.
seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a potent witch. But they had been close once, and he had a sneaking suspicion the gem would try to control him. Why not capture the core of Sky Ripper instead? It was the eye of a lost god torn out by the transcendent Emperor to power his greatest weapon. "It's the core," said the stone anxiously. But even though Renato knew how evil the gem was, he had a clever plan for dealing with it. The gem could give great power, but it was evil. But Renato had a plan. He would divide the stone into the power half and the evil half. He sought out the sage Calaveras.
Oh, you need a mirror of splitting.
Croaked Calaveras.
I can make one.
Calaveras set up various shiny things. And soon Renato was setting the stone down in the middle of Calaveras' lab. There was a flash, and now Renato was looking at himself. Except with a mustache, and a goatee and darker hair. There were 2 Iblis stones. One light, and one dark. Renato took the light one. He felt a rush of great power. Now I could defeat the Emperor. Wait a minute. Unfortunately, he couldn't think of any way to use it without hurting someone. That wouldn't be nice. "Give me that," said his evil-looking twin. And he drew his sword. He only got it halfway out of the scabbard when he fainted from the effort. Obviously, neither weak, evil Renato nor powerful, nice Renato was any threat to the Empire. After the Emperor's victory, they were exhibited in a museum until time ended, which was soon after. He had tried something bold and paid the price for it.
That didn't work.
Every child could sing verses about the Sky Ripper, but ancient, well...
So, anyway, like, our insurance system's just terrible. That's all I'm saying. For the amount of, like, taxes and everything pays, like, it doesn't make sense that, everything is
What
still
was
so
he doing
expensive,
here?
or you have to give up paying
Last
your
time,
electric bill,
The
paying
stone had fought
your
him for
medical
possession
bills,
of his own soul.
things like that. It doesn't seem right. When you have, whether it's politicians or billionaires or whoever, Congress people, Senate, everybody that is wealthy and have the power to make things better, it seems like it's not. You got good people great people,
already
but
here.
we were blue collar
Calling in
workers.
frustration.
Dad,
They were still searching for a way in.
jerk,
Good.
whatever.
And he hadn't come too late.
Had worked in a warehouse. My mother was a homemaker. We didn't have all this extra money, and if somebody got sick, like you couldn't do anything. I never noticed because I was cheap. I didn't know that every time I went to the doctor, there was a $20 copay, but that $20 was supposed to go to my father's gas tank to get to work. It was different when I was growing up, so I just never thought about it. Now that I'm an adult, like working through this stuff, it's like I don't know how they did it, and that's saying that now. I mean, I was growing up, it was in the
So
late
that's
80s,
what they
early
meant by
90s.
firewall.
Things were
What
good.
blocks a firewall?
We weren't on the verge of multiple wars and stuff like that, or trade wars.
There has to be some way to use the Iblis
anything
stone.
really.
It was
Just,
old, wasn't it? People are so much cleverer
It was a
now.
different time.
And
So I
Renato
guess,
was pretty sure he was cleverer
obviously
than
things
most.
were different. Now, I don't even know what I'm trying to say there. It's scary times. I'm not saying it's, it's not scary time for man. It's scary time for
The Ravens,
everyone.
at least, could not get past
It's
this
not
point.
just about the whole Me Too movement. I am an avid supporter of that. If something happened and you have to take it for face
This
value. You
wasn't
have to
actually such a hard puzzle, come to think of it.
find out what happened, and you owe that to not only the victim but for all the other victims that don't come forward. And you have people that just
It was
don't
a
think
stone of the purest
they
blackness.
want.
It reflected no light, like a
They don't want
void
good things.
made
Basically,
solid.
they want to see the world burn, and they don't want to believe
It was the stone.
anyone but
Eager,
themselves or
thirsty.
what some rich a-hole is telling them. So, it's getting
That
off the soapbox.
seems tempting and
about
terribly
that.
wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a
Yeah.
potent witch. But they had been close once.
So,
And
it's,
he had a
it's a
sneaking
scary time
suspicion
for
the gem would try to control.
everyone in the world.
Why not capture the
Not
core of
just
Sky Ripper instead?
And not just,
It was the eye of a lost god, torn out by the transcendent Emperor to power the
everybody.
greatest weapon.
It's a scary time.
The core, said the stone anxiously.
It kind of makes you think,
But even though Renato
What's gonna
knew
happen
how
in
evil the gem was, he had a clever
10
plan
years.
for dealing with it.
20 years.
The stone bothered him.
It's just, it's just weird,
The moment he landed the Farfarer, Renato had a rare feeling of regret. It's not... They never...
Anyway, so, the game, how's it going? I think it's going pretty well. We have about 14 more stories to unlock to get the platinum, along with doing the insane combo that it talked about, where you have to use every battle move, which I think I did a couple of times, but I'm probably missing one or two.
There was something
It would be
sour
cool if I
in
could
the
get the
air.
platinum for this.
Like the earth
it's
had
not like a
ruptured over
requirement
something that had been
for
fermenting for a very
playing
long
it playing.
time.
The schedule is still the same for at least right now. I am thinking about not playing this on stream next week because there's, a couple of things. I want to get some Hitman out. Mainly because I enjoy playing it. I am terrible at it, but...
The stone hadn't lied about what it could do for him. With each
I
raven
had
he cut
finished
down,
the story last
he felt
night.
a jolt of power flowing into his arm. Whispered the stone.
Sorry.
Are you?
I'd finished the main story last night.
Renard.
This is like the first Hitman that I've played in the series since like 2. So, you know, the story really wasn't that important to me. But it was good. It was kind of gripping. You know, it revealed a lot of things that were
His mother never let him wave his sword around
and stuff.
He guessed he was still compensating for that.
But it was good. You know, now I can go through and instead of taking my time and
as he approached the core, the stone became hysterical.
Running or going through the whole thing. I can focus on, you know, trying to speed through
the demonic gem with the
power of his mind. What I need to do. I know where I need to go, who I need to kill.
It was time to attack the Imperial outpost on the Nexus. Take the battle to the enemy.
Yeah.
But among the huge crystals, there was also an observatory. A wise man would probably ask the scientists exactly what he had first. How wise was he? As the Farfarer made its way toward the Nexus, Bernardo watched sparks fly out of the core. The Iblistone sucked them in hungrily. You'd think the stone would want this kind of power, wouldn't it? Thought Bernardo. Well, the scientists would explain it all. This time, Bernardo was sure he'd figured out how to use the core safely.
I watched 3 or 4 episodes of Flash today, so trying to get through that as well. I'm way behind on shows.
See?
Way behind.
He'd trusted his gut, and it had worked out. That's what it meant to be a hero. To ignore the naysayers and the oddmakers, and do what you knew was right, and have it turn out to be the right thing. Well, he wasn't worried. Once he got to the observatory, the scientist toads could explain it. Then he could carry the war into the enemy's camp and destroy them all. He was getting a little bloodthirsty, wasn't he?
Oh man, this foot. I need these foot people to call me. It's ridiculous. Maybe after this video I will search for their number and
would wear him down
try to track them down.
Now he felt like he could go all night and all day. He felt like people were cheering him on, and he could practically hear their applause as he slew one raven after another.
Yeah, I think I might do that. Maybe it's not. It's not swollen. So I guess it's fine. I have no idea.
The Iblis Stone and the Sky Ripper Core. 2 artifacts from the time of legends. Bernardo was becoming a legendary hero, wasn't he? He had enough power to save the rebellion, but he had to understand this power, so he would not misuse it.
Also kind of hungry. I had some cereal for breakfast. Yeah, it's not like the greatest thing in the world, but you know, it was good. Kind of want to watch some Twitch.
Bernardo was no physicist, but he could have sworn something was wrong with the trajectory of these cannonballs.
But Twitch. Oh yeah, when we watch Twitch, maybe a little bit of Fortnite, but it looks like Dr. Lupo is playing Smash Brothers, which is cool. I mean, I don't necessarily care, but I can't bring myself to watch like a ninja. Can't do it. If Courage is on, maybe I'll check it out, but to see.
The toads at the observatory measured the stone with their occult devices. I fed it the core of Sky River, explained Renato. No more vapor and souls. But the core is not an unlimited energy source, said one toad. Another said, there's a feedback loop, you see, which could overload the stone. The stone doesn't actually feed on souls, claimed a third, but on pain of killing another sentient being. If you can truly be at peace with yourself, it would not overload. This was all very confusing. At peace? Yes, the mountains were peaceful and quiet, but he now had the power to turn the tides. He should report to the Rebellion Council and prepare for the decisive battle. The one thing he understood from all the Toad arguments, maybe the stone did not feed on blood, or souls, or rage. It fed on empathy. It fed on the pain he felt when he put an end to another being's existence. Even if that other being was a raven intent on killing him. If he could find peace, then he could use the power of the Ibla Stone without being taken over by its evil. Yes, that was the way to defeat the Ibla Stone. The mountains. He would go to the mountains. He could find peace there. Unfortunately, the mountains were not empty. There were ravens everywhere. No matter. He had to fight, yes, but he didn't have to be angry. Parry, dodge, slash, and breathe. Yes, focus on the rhythm, the dance of it, not on the blood or the raven's core as they died. Ah, it was working. He wasn't feeling those dark jolts of eldritch energy. He wasn't feeding the Iblis Stone.
Just trying to teach you how to fly.
To move my leg.
The stone was still silent. His mind was his own, and his heart too. He bore them no ill will, these ravens. They were doing their job. They were expressing their nature. Dance, whirl, parry, jab, and breathe. It was all so simple, wasn't it? And something was missing. He didn't feel truly at peace. Wait. Wasn't this near where Calaveras lived? The sage would help him figure it all out.
Hey, who do you want to kill to get a drink around here? You? Okay.
Slowly getting up there with those experience.
stone, silenced by the Skyripper's core, had given Renato enough power to challenge the Imperial fleet. But what Renato was seeking was inner peace. The rebellion was on the verge of extinction, but it would have to wait. At the end of the mountain path, he found the wise Calaveras in his workshop. "Do you fix souls or only artifacts?" he asked the sage.
"Does your soul need fixing?"
asked the sage. "I've been killing a lot of ravens lately," he told the sage.
You're a fox,"
said Calaveras.
and to kill birds is part of your nature. You should take joy in it. I mean, I might as well worry about eating flies. Would you like a fly?
It was true. That's what he had forgotten. The joy. Now he was ready for the final battle. The Farfarer cut through the clouds. The air had never felt so sweet.
Black is
since he was a
slimming, but I
child.
have black socks.
There it was. The dreaded Imperial fleet. He could smell wet hemp ropes ahead, wood and tar, and ravens. Even the fleet smelt good, somehow. He was ready. He was ready. Renato had it all squared away in his head. He would... No, he would not...
Kill the Emperor. You never actually fight the Emperor, though. Weird, right? Or at least I haven't yet.
The portal was heavily guarded. Must go someplace they really didn't want him to go.
Everybody who wants to die, raise your weapon. All right.
But the more he thought about it, and he had so much more time to think about it now that he was not worrying about the battle, killing the Emperor would not change anything. Another would take his place. Perhaps Zenobia. Perhaps the Speaker of the Rebel Council, and power would corrupt them too, and death would make grief, and grief would lead to hatred. He must lead by example. Reject the violence. Reject the desire to create violence. But how?
Okay, sorry. Alright. Okay. Apologize.
Soon he'd confront the Emperor. Funny that this whole war had come about because the Emperor feared death. And now it was coming for him. There was some sort of lesson there, wasn't there? Finally, he came to the Emperor's ship. The path behind him was strewn with dead ravens. The path to enlightenment. His mistake, he realized, was trying to change the world. The world would spin and the wheel would revolve whether he strove against it or not. What he had to do was nothing. He had attained enlightenment. He sat down, adopted a full lotus position, and began to meditate. And all around him, the warriors stopped fighting too. They knew. They could feel his enlightenment. They gave up fighting, dropped their weapons, and became his disciples. No, just kidding. The nearest raven stabbed him with a sword and then chopped off his head. I might not have thought this through properly. Thought Renado's head as it rolled around the deck and died.
Another gruesome death. Sweet. Oh, I got a level. Alright, so thank you for watching. This will again be up on YouTube. I don't know if I'm going to be recording any more today. I might. If anything, it might be, off camera and no audio. It's just going to be game. So thank you for watching. Again, if you like what you're seeing, you can subscribe to the channel. You can follow me on twitch.tv/jray59. You can look me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anywhere really. And you can get notifications for when I go live. Alright, see you soon.